Deepfake is a process of creating a video out of an image or replace a person from a video entirely. Now, AI has been sort of infamous in that field, but creating a video out of an image is a very useful process that can be used not just for marketing but several other areas. In this two-part series, we are going to learn a tool called ComfyUI that you can use to generate a video out of your product images, of your person or your model. You can use this particular pipeline to create a video without using any image at all. You can just give it a prompt and it will generate a video for your use cases. No matter what tool you use to generate a video out of your images or text prompts, there are going to be some restrictions. These restrictions are going to come in the form of what you can create, what you cannot create, and also how much it is going to cost you in API credits, in several other subscription costs. But ComfyUI is a desktop software that you can install on your computer, and then you can use freely available diffusion model or even paid diffusion models to generate images or turn your images into videos. So as I said, this is going to be a two-part series where in this first part we are going to learn how to install ComfyUI on your computer, how to use this ComfyUI, what are going to be the different parts of this particular software. The UI is not your typical Olama model or anything LLM type of desktop utility. So let's learn the ComfyUI user interface, and in this video itself we are going to turn a text prompt and a negative prompt into a beautiful image. So let's dive into the ComfyUI and start learning this particular amazing tool. Okay, so welcome to the computer, and now I have searched ComfyUI on Google, and let's just click on comfyui.org, and here you will see the download ComfyUI button. Let's click on it, and here you can see the Windows and Mac option. Whatever platform you are using, you can just click on the respective button. I'm going to click on Mac, but Windows process is also very similar. If there is any different steps for either of the operating system, I'm going to mention it and I will also show you on the screen. So let's just wait for the installation file to get downloaded, and let's just click on this file. Okay, let's just drag and drop this thing, and let's wait for the installation to complete, and it's done. Okay, so now I'll open ComfyUI. Let's just open ComfyUI, and there are going to be few more steps. ComfyUI is not a simple application that you can just download and click on a button and it will start. It's going to download a lot of different files, and the number of files that it needs to download depends on your system. So I'll just click on get started and we will go with the process. So right now I'm on the Mac, so I will click on Apple Metal. It's already selected. Let's click on next. And then after that, it is going to ask you where you want to save all of the files. Make sure that you select a folder that is on a drive that's fastest and also that has enough space. It's going to download and keep a lot of files there. So make sure that you have enough space, and it's also the fastest drive. So I'll leave it at default and just click on next, and rest of the options are just default. You can leave them there, and now you can see that it's downloading a lot of different files in the background. The beautiful UI is doing its work, and let's just wait for some time. Let it download everything and then we will restart this tutorial. So ComfyUI has opened now, and you can see the UI looks a little bit different than other LLM related softwares that you have used till now. It doesn't look like LM Studio, it doesn't look like anything LLM, it doesn't look like Llama. It's fine, cool. Right now the window that you are seeing as pop-up is the template manager. You can download different kind of templates here and you can do a lot here. Let's just spend a minute to understand what this template window is doing here. So let's say that you want to use a pipeline, a model pipeline that can take your image and generate another image, or you want to use a model that just takes an image and help you edit it, or you just want an LLM model. Whatever you want to do, whatever the workflow that you are interested in, you can select that workflow from here. This, for example, text to video. So if you select this one, it's going to show you the template that lets you just give the prompt in text format and it will generate the model automatically. Okay, sounds cool. There is another filter. Now that filter is not visible because the window is very small right now. Let me expand the window. Let me fit it to the screen recording area. Now you can see it in full detail. So there is this one filter text to video, this is the uses filter, and second is license. So if you don't want to use a model that's paid, you just want to use the open source model, you can just select this window, and now you have all of those templates that are based on free to use LLM models. All of these models can generate the video for you without using any paid model. Okay, so you are not using Veo, you are not using Sora, you are not using any of them. All of these are free. Okay, they are just going to use your system resources. So that way you can just click on this particular template and it will open here, and you will see this kind of window where you are seeing a lot of different warnings and you are seeing a lot of different tabs. Just let me just click it out for a second, and now you can see here that this whole UI looks very, very alien to you. It has so much to do and you don't know where to start, you don't know where to end, and you don't know how it works. And that's what we are going to learn in this particular tutorial. So we'll not start here. This is very, very daunting. We will start by understanding the ComfyUI workflow, and we'll start building the process from zero to hero. So let's go to the new workflow and start creating our pipeline from the scratch. By the way, if you really want to try it right now and you want to get that window, the window where you can see which models you are missing, it's very easy to go back to that particular window and just click on install missing custom nodes button. It will start downloading all of the nodes that are missing right now from your system, and then you can use this particular model. If you try to run this thing currently, it will just create an error because you don't have a lot of stuff. Now, what are those files that are missing here and why do you need them? That is going to be the topic of the remaining video. So let's just click out, let's go to our new workflow and let's start learning ComfyUI. So now we are on an empty workflow, okay, and now in this workflow we have to learn how to actually use ComfyUI. So we will create a simple workflow that will allow you to create an image on your own. Up until now you have just given the prompt to Gemini or ChatGPT or any other mid-journey type tool, and they have created the image for you, but you will do it on your own now. So to start the process, you can either right click on it or just double click and you will have a search window. So let's search load checkpoint. So after creating the load checkpoint, let's just double click on it and my model has already loaded. Now I have done a little bit of trickery here. I have already downloaded a model and loaded at the right point. To create different kind of workflows, you need different LLM models to do the image generation or video generation on your system, and you have to download these models separately. So let me show you what model I have downloaded and where I have saved it actually. So let's go to the Finder window, and in the Finder window the ComfyUI folder sits on your documents, or if you have created any custom structure, then you can go to that particular folder, and in ComfyUI folder you go to the model section, and in the models folder you have to go to checkpoints, and in checkpoint folder I have downloaded this particular model. I'll just make it in the list view so that you can see the entire model name. Now this model is very, very good. It's just 2.13 GB in size and it can work on a 10 to 12 GB system very easily. Now this is done. So load checkpoint will do just one task. It will load this particular model into ComfyUI so that you can start using it. Now on this load checkpoint node, you see 3 different buttons and we have to use them. So I will just drag in front of clip and the search window will appear here, and then I will search text encode and the click, and you can see clip text encode is here. Okay, let's just click on it and you have this particular window. Now why this window is required? This window will let you add your text prompt to generate an image. These models do not understand your language. If you want to create an image, let's say image of a pug playing with pumpkins. Okay, this model can't understand whatever you have written. They understand numbers, they understand embeddings, they understand token. They don't understand the language. So the clip text encode, this particular model will do just one thing. It will take your prompt that you have written in human language, it will break into embeddings and convert them into tokens so that your AI models can understand them. Okay, so this node is here, and now we have to go to a next step. That next step is to create another node that will set the canvas for you. So I will again double click here and I will start searching empty latent image. This is also ComfyCore node. So I have just now created this one. So this empty latent image will create a canvas and it will decide how big your image is going to be. So let's say that you want to create an image that is 1000 pixels in width and 1000 pixels in height. You will set that dimension here, and then the model will create the image just in this size. So if you want to create an image that is full HD in size, you need to put that value here, 1920 in width and 1080 in height. Okay, so this way you can just set the width and height of the image that you want to generate at the end of this workflow. But let's for this tutorial sake, let's just make it very simple, 1000 in height and 1000 in width. Simple. Cool. Now you have already loaded a model, you have given a prompt, you have set the canvas. Now what is required? Well, what's required is who will create this image. This load checkpoint just load the model. It cannot create an image. To create the image, you need a K-sampler node. Let's just click on this conditioning button here and let's drag it up, and here we are going to select K-sampler. K-sampler is already here because ComfyUI understand what you are going to need. So we have this K-sampler model right here. It is already connected to this prompt. Now you see here that K-sampler has a positive node. So whatever your prompt is, it is going into positive node, and you also have a negative node, which means you can have a negative prompt in this window as well. So why not, let's create it. So we'll again go to the clip, drag it out, and then we are going to again select this clip text encode, and here this comes alive. Here you can input the text that you don't want in your image. So you have a prompt. So my prompt unfortunately had a typo. I've fixed it. Now let's say that in this image of pug playing with pumpkins, you don't want onions. I don't know why, but you don't want onions. You don't want tree. You don't want cloud. Okay. These are the three things that you absolutely don't want. So you have added them in your negative prompt, and just for the sake of clarity, let's just write negative prompt here. Okay, now this is a negative prompt, so let's just click on this conditioning node and connect it to the negative node. Okay, now you have already set the canvas here. Let's just select this particular node and connect to the latent image. So now these three things are connected to this particular K-sampler, and ideally you should be able to run this prompt and create your image, but not yet, because this model that you loaded is not connected to K-sampler yet. So we will click on this model node and connect it to the model of K-sampler. So what K-sampler is doing, basically K-sampler is the engine that is going to create the image for you. Okay, it will take the model from load checkpoint, it will take the prompt from this text encode prompt window, it will take the negative prompt from here, it will take how big the image is going to be, and then it will create the image. Now when I say empty latent image is going to create the canvas, what I really technically mean is that it is going to create a blank canvas with the noise. Noise is the thing that actually create the image. We already have done a class where I have explained how this forward diffusion and reverse diffusion works. I'll put the link of that particular video on the I button. You can just watch that video. But here, for the sake of simplicity, this latent image node, it's going to just create the width and height of the image that your canvas is going to create. Now you see, if K-sampler is the engine and it is going to create the image, why don't you see the save image button here? You don't see any node that is going to give you the image final output, because when the K-sampler is taking the prompt, it's taking the prompt in tokens. It is taking the prompt in embedding. So the image that it is creating is also coming out as embeddings, as numbers. You don't have pixels yet, and you can only see a image in pixels. So to create the pixels, you need a VAE decode model. So let's just select the latent node and click out, and you have VAE code right here already. So you will just click on it, it's right there, and you have to just do one more adjustment. So you see, the load checkpoint also have a VAE node. I will just drag it from here and I'll connect it to the VAE. Now the VAE code node has a image button here, right? This is the node that can show you the image. So I will just click out and then I have preview image and save image mode. Now I can either select the save image and this will automatically generate the image and save it on your system. But let's just click on the preview image so that we can also see the image first, then decide whether we want to save it or not. So I will just click on preview image node, and here the entire workflow is ready. Now ideally this flow should give you an image of a pug playing with pumpkins, and that image should not have onion, tree and cloud. So let's just run it and let's see how it works. So I have clicked on the run button. Now the entire node will come alive with this green sort of stroke that tells you that this particular node is working right now. So right now we are at the K sampler node. This entire journey started from load checkpoint. It went to the clip, then clip negative, then latent image, and now it is stuck on K sampler because this is the engine that is doing entire heavy lifting. Now how much time K sampler is going to take depends on your system's performance. If your system is it doesn't have enough VRAM or it doesn't have enough GPU power, it is going to take longer. But you can see the progress here right on this percentage window. You can see that it has completed 5% of the task. You can also see this green line growing up, and this is the part where all of the AI company deals with the compute problem, and your system is also going to handle this compute issue now. So let's just wait for this process to get done, and then we will continue with the tutorial. So the K sampler has completed its work, and now the VAE decode is working, and now the preview image, and you can see that the image is right here live. Let's just zoom in on this image and let's see how this image is looking. So you have pumpkins, you have pug, and you don't have trees, you don't have clouds, you don't have onions. So basically this free model has generated an image. Now you did not say that there has to be just one pug or there shouldn't be anything else. So this model is working and you can generate the image. So here you have generated your first image using your own workflow, and you can use this workflow to generate any kind of image. Now you might think that this particular image is not looking as good as the image that you generate through Nano Banana, but Nano Banana is running on Google's server, and you have a model that is basically just 2 GB in size, and it's running on your own tiny computer, and it is able to generate the image for you. But you are not limited by Google's own restrictions, and you can generate the kind of image that you want. Basically, the sky is the limit. You can generate any kind of image you want. So now you have understood how this ComfyUI works and how you can create a custom workflow. Let's just recap for a second here. So you have a load checkpoint node that is loading a diffusion model. That diffusion model is straightforward going to the K sampler engine that generates the image. This K sampler node takes the prompt from this particular window, negative prompt from this window, and a canvas size from empty latent node. Then this K sampler generates the image that is in embedding format, and this VAE decode will decode that embedding type of image. Now this VAE decode node will translate the embedding image into pixels, and this preview image node will show us the image. So next time when you generate the image, it will show you the preview, and this image will also get saved on your system as well. So you have your first workflow ready. You can just click on it and you can rename it to image generation flow. So I have given this new name to this workflow, enter button, and this image generation workflow is ready. Okay, so this was the first part of this series where we learned how to download and install ComfyUI on your computer, and we also created a normal simple workflow where we are giving it a text prompt and a negative prompt as well, and we are getting an image out of it without paying to Gemini, without paying to OpenAI, without paying to Midjourney. So now the sky is your limit, your creativity is your limit. You can give it any prompt and it will take just little bit of time and generate the image for you. The quality of images will absolutely depend on the model, diffusion model that you're using. You can download these different diffusion models from the internet and you can play on your own. So let's see you in the next part where we will take an image and turn it into a video using ComfyUI itself without going online, without using any paid subscription. Hope to see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing. My name is Amit Tiwari for AmitTiwari.net, and I will see you next time. Take care.